Hello everybody. In this short video we're going to learn how to send a check-in message using Winlink. The computer that I'm using to do this brief tutorial is not connected to a radio, so instead of a radio connection we are going to use a telnet connection which uses the internet, but I'm going to explain to you how you would connect it to the radio in a separate video, because that is a little bit more radio specific. So we're going to start by opening Winlink Express. I already have it installed on this computer, but if you don't, you need to download Winlink Express. The software is called RMS Express, and then install it on your computer, and you're going to need to open a Winlink account online and get a password set up for it. But let me just show you the different steps. So let's start by opening Winlink. This is the main window that you see here. There's a few messages in my inbox. These are old messages that I was just playing with for a different video. So I'm going to move those to my trash. And the first thing that we want to do is, if this is a new installation of Winlink, you're going to have to go to Settings, Winlink Express, Setup, and complete all these different piece of information, your call sign and your Winlink password. And once you have your Winlink password here, it's going to add a few of the other fields automatically. Notice that we have the auxiliary call signs and tactical addresses window. If you are in a deployment, you may need to add a tactical address here. For example, you see here I have a DK alpha, a DK beta addresses, but they are disabled. Those are tactical addresses that I can use if I'm operating as the digital net control at the AlphaGo team, for example. Then I will have to edit this tactical address and enable it. Your grid square goes here, and I have a registered version of Winlink, but not everybody does. And then your contact information. Okay, so I'm just gonna update because I did make a small change. The second thing that you want to pay attention to is under Settings, you go to GPS Position Reports. This is a very important setting, and this is what determines your location. There's a number of forms that have location settings, and those are the ones that we're going to be using. So if you do have a GPS connected to your laptop, then you have to select the COM port for your GPS. You can also select a network GPS. So if you're using the GPS from your cell phone, you can connect your cell phone to your laptop and use a network GPS. I can explain that in a separate video. But if you don't have a GPS connected and your station is stationary, what you can do is you can just type in your latitude and longitude manually. So mine right now is 33.77846, and then my longitude is minus 84.39596. I am obtaining those from my phone, which is the simplest way. Did I mistype here? Yes, I forgot to put a period. Okay, so there's a checkbox here at the end that says, if no GPS position, use the position report location as my current location. So you should keep that checked. That's going to use the position that we just entered into these boxes here. So now that my position is set, it's fixed, it's set, I'm going to close the GPS window and I'm ready to go to start sending messages. So when we are on a deployment and we want to check in to ensure that everybody knows that we have our station set up and running for Winlink, we start by creating a new message. The Winlink has different types of messages. In this case, I'm going to send as a Winlink message, but I have other options. I can also send as a peer-to-peer message, but that's for a different type of connection. Right now, we're just going to use a standard Winlink message, and I'm going to send it from my call sign KK4ODA. You can also have a tactical address here. You see I have a tactical address called Facundo, and I could be sending it from that account if you wish. But for now, I'm just going to send it from KK4ODA. I'm going to, rather than just typing in the fields here, I'm going to select a template. And what we're going to send is a check-in form. So I'm going to go to the standard forms. I'm going to go to the general forms. And at the very end, there's a Winlink check-in.txt. Please make sure you have updated your forms. When RMS Express starts, it will automatically update your forms, but make sure you do update them so you have the latest version. So I'm going to select the Winlink check-in form. I'm going to say select. And what you should see is you should see the browser, your system browser open in a new window. And then you have this HTML form where you can complete the form. So I'm going to start with by clicking setup. I'm going to say this is the cab Aris, okay, and then I'm going to say the incident exercise ID is drill November 15. I cannot type, and then the date and the time. If you click on it, it's going to give you the current date and time. I'm going to send this to typically, I can send it to a specific call sign or to a tactical address. So if I want to send it to our digital net control, I'm going to send it to WD5EMA. This is a tactical address, not to be confused with the call sign for our Winlink gateways, which is also WD5EMA. Okay, so it's not the same, but they have the same name. It's coming from me, KK4ODA. I'm going to put my name, Facundo. And the initial operator, that's me, Facundo. And then I'm going to say that this is an exercise, very important. I'm using the amateur service, and I'm going to send this by telnet, although you could choose HF or VHF if you're connected to the radio. It's going to be a telnet session, but you can also choose VARA. You can choose packet, depending on the type of connection that you're going to establish when you open our session to send the message. The location is I'm at work and should be working. And then the latitude and longitude is basically what we typed in into the GPS window. It's taken by the form, and that's why we had to complete it. Okay, so this is important because this information is going to be transmitted, and the station receiving the email can map my message onto a map and see where I sent the message from. I'm going to say the comments is we are now up and running. Station is fully set up on voice, APRS, and Winlink, ready for traffic. Okay, and then I'm just going to click submit. So when you click submit, it's going to tell you make sure that you are getting what you expected, and you say okay. And when you click OK, it's going to bring you back to Winlink. And now you see that the message that I had opened, now it is completed. We have a recipient, we have a subject, we have a form attached to the message. And the next step is basically we're going to send it. So the first step is to send it. The first step is to post it to the outbox. So I'm going to post this message to the outbox. Okay, and then you see that now that message is in the outbox. It's ready to go. And then I need to decide how I want to send the message. So when you go to the session window, you have many different options. So you have the first group is typically the most common. And if you're on a deployment and you have no internet connection, the first thing that we're going to check is VARA FM Winlink or Packet Winlink. So the cab Aris has both a VARA FM Winlink gateway on top of Stone Mountain, which is called WD5 EMA-10. And then we also have a packet Winlink station, which is by the fire headquarters building, and it's WD5 EMA-10. Okay, but if you're doing another type of exercises, you also have all these peer-to-peer options. You can, for example, use Vara HF peer-to-peer, and if you're interested in this, I recommend that you look into the Georgia Aries peer-to-peer network or the more advanced EDM peer-to-peer network. Those are very good places to practice peer-to-peer work. But for now, because we don't have a radio connected to this computer, we're just going to use Telnet Winlink. And the next step is, once we have selected Telnet Winlink, is we're going to click on Open Session. And when you open the session, the Telnet is very fast because it uses the internet. It tells you that it's ready. And all we need to do is we need to click Start, and the message in the outbox is going to be sent to WD5 EMA. You see that when I connected to the server, there's also some messages that I am receiving. So this is like sending a message out and receiving whatever is in. So there's nothing in the outbox. That's good. You always should check, make sure that it left. And I have 3 unread messages in the inbox. So I have the first one here was the check-in for the Sunday Georgia Aries Winlink net. The second one is the check-in for the DeKalb Aries Winlink net, and you should be checking into all of these. And the last one is a net called East Coast, and this is a net that covers stations all over the East Coast, and it's run by W2ILT. So you should participate in this. This is a fun net to work on. So that's really all there is to sending a check-in message. And in the next video, I'm going to send you quickly how to do a checkout message, which is pretty much identical. Okay, but you should always check out when you're leaving your position and you're not receiving messages anymore.